welcome to my Pick a Card channel, the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm here with a Pick a Card reading for you. And today's Pick a Card topic is all about the person on your mind and what can you expect the next time that you see each other. So perhaps this could be a no contact at the moment, or maybe it's just been a while since you've seen each other and we wouldn't necessarily define it as a no contact situation, but what can you expect the next time that your paths cross? So we do have 3 piles to choose from today. Pile number 1 with the Ace of Pentacles. Pile number 2 with the 9 of Pentacles. Pile number 3 with the 6 of Wands. And of course my timestamps are always listed below. You can be drawn to multiple piles, of course. If you need to, you can pause this video so that you can reflect on which pile is calling out to you. And there could be messages waiting for you. Your guides don't want you to necessarily overthink it, and they don't want you to try to make the connection fit or make the reading fit. Whatever resonates with you, Spirit says take what resonates and leave what does not. It's very important to remember that I'm reading for the collective, of course, here. But if it does resonate with your heart, then you may understand or know that that is a message that has been waiting for you to find it. But for today's Pick a Card topic, again, it's all about what can you expect the next time that you see each other. Pile 1, pile 2, pile number 3. I'm going to go ahead and jump into pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1, you were drawn to the Ace of Pentacles, and this is your reading. What can you expect the next time that you see the person on your mind? Now, this Ace of Pentacles is a really optimistic card because it talks about opportunity. It talks about doorways opening as well. Maybe some challenges to overcome, but some doorways opening. And it looks like a fiddlehead that's coming up to bloom. And this really references more to come, even beyond that initial or the next time you see each other, the next time your paths cross, that there could be more to come beyond that moment as well. There's also a time frame that could be associated with the Ace of Pentacles. You may find that there's a crossing of paths that comes in within the next 3 months or potentially within this year. It could also stretch into the 12-month period, but Spirit says that this opportunity is coming in closely, like it's coming in quickly. I also just got a message about somebody who is maybe playing the field, or they're saying that this person, you could cross paths with them when you're already talking or communicating with another person, another romantic option potentially. Here we have the 8 of Pentacles. The King of Cups. The 4 of Pentacles. We have here the Justice reversed. We have the Page of Swords. Back of the deck, we have the 6 of Swords. We also have the Hanged Man coming through. Now, they're already bringing in some interesting details about the next time that you see each other. I feel like this person is very tight-lipped about what's going on in their life. It almost feels like for someone that you see them in the street or you literally bump into them. There's something very physical about the next time that you see each other. And it doesn't feel planned. There's no plan associated with this. It's almost like action is required. They say that there's a to-do list. If we want to plant new seeds or plant possibilities, you might have to cross the street, for instance, to talk to them. I feel like this person may not take the lead in that moment, and it's not because they don't see you. They could even pretend like they don't, if I'm being honest, but they're not being honest with themselves. So it's like you're going to see each other in public, and it's a call to action for both of you. And this is not necessarily your guides telling you you have to take the reins and you have to be the one to cross the street and you have to be the one to start the conversation. But they say that this is an opportunity that operates as a benchmark of chance. And if we don't take it, we could walk away from that interaction with a lack of clarity and still be waiting for more or waiting for that to come in for us. So the first card is the 8 of Pentacles. They are signifying to empower ourselves and to achieve or even try to tap into some of the better results of this connection. We might have to do a little bit of work. Here's the 8 of Wands. And there's actually a really strong advocacy for you or momentum that's pushing you towards that work. Here's the 7 of Cups. because I feel like I feel like this person could be, I don't want to say that they're actually not available. That could be the case for someone watching, but they have options, and they're highlighting options here. And they have a tendency to keep their own peace instead of acting upon, like making a decision, a complete decision about options. But also they have a hard time making decisions in the moment of how to react or how to approach you. They may conserve their own peace and leave you feeling confused. But Spirit wants you to look beyond that and see their own insecurities, their own vulnerability that could be feeding into their lack of action in that moment. Here's the Knight of Swords. Because there's the potential for us to jump to conclusions. If we see them and we don't approach them, we might jump to a conclusion about how they didn't treat us fairly in that moment. And it could actually make us judge them or judge ourselves. But Spirit says it comes from like a fear of change. It comes from a fear of them being judged. Here's the Devil. Now, they do feel like for someone watching, especially if you are the one to plant the seed and to start the progress of this conversation, they feel like there's a rushed conversation that could happen between the two of you. It's like maybe we don't have the time right now, or we're just bumping into each other. We're in transit in some way, but it does feel like we're like on the street in some way. I will say it kind of feels like a bit like an excuse of keeping like a rushed message through or talking in a very quick way, because it does speak to, again, vulnerability in the moment and someone who feels uncomfortable in the moment because they're feeling called out or they're feeling seen. And I think you're sensitive or they're sensitive about the suddenness of it and maybe a lack of preparedness, because I feel like somebody's concerned about how they're presenting themselves, whether it's physically, whether it's with what they're saying. Because I feel like you or this person walks away from that exchange feeling like, I'm wondering if I put my foot in my mouth, I'm going over and over what I said, and did I sound stupid? It's just, there's so much, it's wrapped up in a lot of insecurity. And again, we might perceive their actions, like them rushing through the conversation, as them being cold towards us or as them being uninterested towards us, but it's actually a true reflection of their discomfort in the moment. Here's the Page of Wands, and there's the Five of Cups. Now, I just heard the term curiosity kills the cat. And the cat for me is a symbol of independence. So that might be exactly what we want to do. We want to cure independence. We want to move into connection. And the only way to do that is to be curious and go searching for something, or we might regret it because the doorway will be there. But then again, here's the Eight of Pentacles. The doorway will be there, but the work will be required. Here's now the Four of Pentacles coming out. The obstacle of vulnerability will be there, so the work will be required. They are highlighting that this could happen like during a work, like they're saying work day. So it could happen within the hours of someone's job. Again, that could be the time restraint. It could be on a lunch hour, for instance. Spirit says, I will admit you may not get a lot of clarity from them vocally in that moment, truthfully, even during a rushed conversation if you initiate it. I still feel like you're searching for answers beyond that point. And there's like a feeling of like talking about catching up, but not making a solidified plan and catching up. So they might say to you, or you might say to them, you know, we should have a chat, or we should go out for coffee. And they'll be non-committal about that, or you'll be non-committal about that. We don't create a solid plan. And I can't deny that that moment still leaves us with unresolved clarity. That even if you make the attempt, you're still climbing the ladder towards that attempt. You're the one putting the effort in perhaps towards that clarity, but I still feel like you feel unresolved. But they're also indicating that there could be more to come here. We have Earth School. It says life lessons, soul growth, study, and higher learning. This could be actually speaking about somebody and what they're doing with their life. For instance, if they're in school. We have lifting the veil, questioning everything and anything aligned must go. I do feel like this moment, this opportunity does create a little bit of conflict for us. Because even if we take the action, and that's what Spirit is really advocating for here. They're saying even if you take the action to plant the seed, this person doesn't feel like they have the capability of matching you equally in that moment. But they still may be encouraging that for you because it's helping you tackle your own obstacles, your own opportunities. But it might make you question everything. We have here feeling called. It's time to step up. Soul gifts and training. Back of the deck says wait, it's coming in reversal. It says it's not yet time, things are being woven. And I feel like there's more to come beyond this moment. This could be a really critical moment for us to observe, for us to experience. Again, the time to step up may be an advocacy from your guides to take the lead in that opportunity. Of course, they're never going to force that, but they could be encouraging us to take the lead in that opportunity. Let's get a couple of message cards to see what will they be thinking the next time that they see you, Pile 1. What will they be thinking the next time they see Pile 1? The next time you cross paths. It says here, drape me in your sunshine. So someone who may be taking a passive role in their own clarity, hoping that you'll give them some of yours. It says, I'm afraid to ask you to wait for me. So if there's a rushed message or afraid to ask that they need more time. We skated on thin ice. And I feel like that moment, there's such a great opportunity in the moment for a breakthrough to happen. And I feel as though, again, the Divine Feminine's in the lead. The Divine Feminine is in the lead. And I don't think that there's the breakthrough that we want, even when the Divine Feminine leads. It says here, your smile does brighten my whole day. Oops. On the floor, it says here, I am speechless without you. And it's really a strong nudge from your guides and angels to be the one to start that conversation. Back of the deck says it feels like every song is our song, but the situation paralyzes us. So it's about reading between the lines, feeling the vibrations of the moment. This person's going to be a little bit, they're going to feel awkward and they're going to feel rushed, and they are going to be worried about what they say and putting their foot in their mouth. And it's all a testament to their own insecurity that they are being asked to utilize the opportunity for the chance to overcome it, but they may fall short in their efforts. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 1. What thoughts will they be left with after this moment? After they cross paths with pile 1. 4 of Pentacles reversed now. We have the 4 of Pentacles in the upright in the central position. Now it's in the reversal. They're going to go over and over and over the conversation, the moment, the opportunity. I feel like it almost like fills them with like insecurity, like they feel like they acted stupid or they regret not saying more. There's just a lot of vulnerability here. And it's like they felt like they compromised, or they're going to be thinking about how they might have compromised this chance with you. But I think that there's an interesting nod here to the 2 of Pentacles and these 2 ferns. I often think of like the 2 of Pentacles with 2 off-kilter energies. So they're speaking here about how they're still holding space. They still may even have intentions to create action, but it's like they have to get through this whirlwind of thought first. In the charm bowl today, we have, well, we need more than that. Let's get another pinch. We have the B landing out of the bowl, so that could be an initial. We do have here, okay, this is really interesting. We have the Buddha and we have it next to this button, and I always think of mending, and the Buddha is a silent charm of preparation. The Buddha prepares to perhaps mend something. And as I said, I feel like there will be other opportunities for the 2 of you to make plans or to gain contact with each other. So this could just be a preparation opportunity to prepare for more mending in this connection. We have bones to pick here when it comes to transitions. So there's still some work that we have to do on these crossroads and on these opportunities. We have the butterfly, which is transformation and ascension. We also have here the mermaid, so they're highlighting temptation. The wing, though, I feel like they don't give in to the temptation that they really want to, or the way that you hope that they would, though. That's why they're asking you to look beyond the immediate appearances of their reactions. We have Virgo energy with the Star of Aquarius here, and somebody who takes baby steps or retreats as a natural byproduct of their history or of the way that they handle their own emotions. We also have angels watching over the situation, specifically Archangel Chamuel coming forward today. Pile number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. If it does, I would love to hear your story. Even if you have to come back to leave your message, I would love to hear you or hear your message so we can get words of encouragement back to you. That's also a way for my subscribers to enter for their chance to win a free tarot reading with me. And all you have to do is drop your comments below any of my readings this month for your chance to win. Be sure you're subscribed. Be sure you've hit your notification bell so that I can notify that you are the winner beneath your comment. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personalized reading, and that link is below and gets updated daily. But come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello and welcome. Pile number 2, you were drawn to the 9 of Pentacles, and this is your reading. What can you expect the next time you cross paths or you see yourself with this person? What can you expect out of that interaction? The 9 of Pentacles is a beautiful card of abundance, and so you could be looking amazing in that moment, which is like, it almost comes as a distraction to this person. There's something here about appreciation for how you've grown or how you've changed. So if you feel like you've had an evolution between the last time you saw this person and this moment, Spirit says they're going to take notice on how you've grown, and they're going to think that you're really, really attractive in the moment. So you don't have to worry about what their opinion will be. Now she's sitting there looking at the bird. So when the bird is perched, I hear the terminology of news not coming in. So news not on the way. So this could be an indication that they may not express the appreciation of what you look like in that moment. They may not be able to express it fully, but that doesn't mean they're not appreciating what they see. 9 of Pentacles. I'm going to use the Tattoo Tarot for you today, pile number 2. What to expect the next time you see this person. I just heard the term going out and having fun. This could be a representation of where you're going to see this person or how you're going to cross paths with them. Queen of Wands. Ooh, they're giving me a sense of like a plan coming through. This is the Tattoo Tarot. Here's the 3 of Pentacles. I just heard hi-ho, hi-ho, so off to work I go. Here's the Devil. And I'm hearing the term work it. I think that there's a preparation phase. You get yourself ready. You put a lot of effort into what you look like that day. And I keep getting this feeling of it being orchestrated. Here is the Sun. It wanted to flip into the reversal, but at the last minute it stayed upright in my hand. Here's the World and the Hanged Man. There's the Page of Wands. Let's clarify this as we go forward. I feel as though a plan gets made, because they're saying that the Divine Feminine is really leading by example here. So there's a communication that pre-exists this opportunity that perhaps creates a plan of action, and then we're looking to the future to see this moment come to fruition. So there could be a communication between the two of you that leads to the two of you seeing each other again, because there does seem to be like curiosity and unfinished business. It could even have been like a friendship that needed to evolve into more, but there's like a plan that's here and an execution of a plan. And it almost feels like you're tired of waiting, and that's why you're making this happen, or you're orchestrating it in some way. And that's where they're bringing in the hi-ho, hi-ho, it's off to work I go. We have a lot of Cancer energy here. We also have a lot of Capricorn and Leo. Here's the Ace of Cups. And the purpose of the meeting, or the purpose of communicating with each other, might be closure or clarity. We might call it that. But the truth is that this plants a seed. There's a opportunity that exists here to go into more. Now, I will say here that despite the immediate appearances of your confidence and where you brought yourself to be in life, I still feel like you're both equally yoked when it comes to your insecurity in that moment. You're going to both act really, really cool, calm, and collected. I think that they let you take the lead in communication, and they're very cautious and clear. Like, they're very calculated about that, or strategic about that, because that's their way of being logical. It's like, I'm not going to let anything out of the bag until she or he lets things out of the bag. Because I just get this feeling of not wanting to compromise my own security. But there's so much potential for clarity between, yeah, there's the 10 of Cups with the Sun. Here's the 4 of Swords, the Death energy. And I do feel like, again, there is a reality between the two of you that needs to be spoken about or needs to be adjusted. Like, we have to have conversations, or perhaps to clear out old stagnated energy. I feel like there's almost a message of feeling overlooked or not prioritized in the past of this connection that maybe you really want to get off of your chest. And I feel like that's why you go into this so prepared. Like, you go into it looking amazing, and you go into it feeling confident and proud of yourself, and you've worked hard to heal, or you've worked hard to get yourself to a position of independence. And that's what it could be like. It's like there's a danger associated with this crossroads for you because you've worked so hard to detach. You've worked so hard to detach, and there's almost a part of you that wants to prove that to them. But they can't deny that there's still a sting here, and ultimately that this could open up some floodgates of vulnerability. It could, I can't deny that if you've worked hard on claiming your independence from old attachments and you've been really working on yourself, that as confident as you feel going into this, it could reopen some old wounds for you. So they're just wanting that information out there so that you can use that to your best ability in making important decisions about this connection moving forward. And I actually want to take a look here in this spread about potential beyond this moment. I still feel like beyond this moment, beyond the plan, you are the one. There could still be communication that exists beyond this next meeting. I feel like it continues, but I also feel like you are still the person that reaches out first, maybe the next time. But yeah, you keep conversing. There's still more conversations that are had here. So it feels like a plan is made, we meet up, and then beyond that point, there's still communication that exists. There's the Nine of Swords, there's the Empress, though. That's the concern for the Divine Masculine, is sometimes the Devil can represent attachments that we feel dependent upon to fuel our confidence, to fuel our security. And sometimes Spirit will say that that isn't necessarily good for us to go back into a rumination. So they're just encouraging during the conversation to continue, after we proceed, to continue operating from this place of independence, operating from a place of abundance where you are prioritizing that for yourself. But they do see flirtation opening back up between the two of you. And I don't feel like there'll be necessarily a lot of flirtation in this first conversation or in this planned meeting. I think that there's a lot of clarity and emotion that comes out. But beyond, with the further communication, there's flirtation that opens up and some, maybe fiery exchanges here. Here's the Nine of Pentacles, and here's the Justice. And again, I feel like there's something very smug about where you're sitting in life right now, and maybe you should feel really good about yourself, because Spirit's talking about you being like a dish. It's like you're the whole meal, and you've worked hard to, again, get to a place, even physically. I feel like for some, you've worked on yourself physically. There are upgrades in your life that are very noticeable, even physical upgrades on you that are very, very noticeable. So there's almost like a sense of smugness or justification that comes in for you, because it's kind of like a, I told you so, or look what you've missed. Look what you've been missing. What to expect the next time you see each other here. Oopsie daisy. We have take a reality check, full moon in Capricorn. And I feel like this moment is kind of a reality check for us because we go into it so confidently, feeling independent, and then boom, we have this attachment with the Capricorn energy of the devil. And it's a reality to us because it makes us recognize, oh, maybe I still do have some things I need to release in context with this person. But we have go deeper, new moon in Scorpio. The reality check is that the attachment's still present. This new moon is what we're trying to manifest. So you may try to manifest more in this connection, but you may go at it with more of a sense of self-priority or idolized control. So speak your world into being, because it's through conversation that moves us into deeper connection or moves us into a new flirtation phase here. So this could jumpstart change in the future, pal one. Let's get a couple of message cards to see what sort of thoughts they're going to have in this next meeting, in the next time that they cross paths with you. What thoughts or feelings will the person on pile two's mind have in that moment, please? We have here, I have been going over that day in my head. So they're talking about rumination, taking time to go over everything. And perhaps there's been enough time to recognize their role that they played in the past of this connection. It says, are my secrets safe with you? Again, they're going to feel like you're going to take the lead here in clarity, but then I feel like they open up. Deep down, I don't think I deserve you. It almost feels like they are triggered by how good you look. We skated on thin ice and your smile brightens my whole day. I do believe that these cards, these two came out in pile one, actually, both of them. So I'm afraid to ask you to wait for me. The color orange makes me think of you, and I still remember how you smell. They're very nostalgic. And even honestly, this moment before we even move into this opportunity, maybe even yourself, the truth is that both of you sort of know that things aren't complete or aren't over in this connection at this time. Let's get a trumbo for pile number two, please. What is the current thoughts in regards to reconnection on the person in pile two's mind, please? What are their current thoughts in regards to seeing pile two again? Whoops. Oh, we have one that fell out onto the floor, so we're going to take that one too. The Wheel of Fortune coming out. Maybe looking for opportunities, waiting for this opportunity. We have the Ten of Wands reversed and the King of Cups. I feel like there has been a time period here in the in-between where you haven't been speaking, where this person has done nothing but ruminate about the emotions that they didn't express. I feel like they have big feelings for you, if I'm being honest, and I feel like they're tired of carrying them forward. So this looks like an opportunity to release everything, and that's what they've been thinking about. If I get the chance, I hope I have the courage, and I say I hope I have the courage because the King of Cups isn't completely upright yet, that I hope I have the chance to unload how I feel. But I think with this King of Swords, they may apply more of a control over their voice in that moment. Okay, and the charm bowl for pile number two. Here we have butt. We have here, oh, we have the syringe. I often think of like addiction with the syringe, but it could signify medication, for instance. I'm also getting the sense of a diabetic, and that could be a very specific message for someone out there watching, but a diabetic, like a type 1 diabetic. But there's something about the caveat of that devil with this but, because there's a feeling of like, I love you, but I'm sorry, but. So it's like you may think that we've completely healed, but there is still an addictive quality to this person. R, K, Q, and J. And we have here heartbreak and forgiveness, but also like there's a loyalty to your heart. So there's loyalty that perhaps was questioned here. Somebody who didn't behave properly, because they're giving me the sense of somebody who was, it says I love my dog. So someone who maybe was in the doghouse or acted outside of character that didn't feel good in your connection in the past. We also have the King of Swords here. So Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, an emphasis on Aquarius. Pile number two, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading. Be sure to hit your notification bell, of course. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personalized reading, and that link is updated daily. But I hope you come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage. I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 3. You were drawn to the Six of Wands, and this is your reading. What can you expect the next time you see your person, or the person on your mind, I should say? And the Six of Wands is a beautiful card of abundance, two people feeling really good about the exchange. You can see that it's this beautiful hummingbird, which is a creature that can bridge the gap very quickly, and it's a symbol of joy. So we're really happy perhaps to be connected again. You can see that there's this lure with the wild rose, and it's the single wild rose. I want to really point out some of the details that Spirit shows me in my readings, because I want you to understand the tangent that I follow, because there are different types of wild roses. There's the single white wild rose, and then as they start to grow and divide, they'll actually double up in their petals. So I have a wild rose in my backyard, for instance, that is over 100 years old. That rose bush has come from clippings of a very old rose bush. So it's like a quadruple rose. It looks like a very full rose now, but it started as a singular rose, and they're really emphasizing single. So this looks like a temptation, asking me to be wild and free, maybe to create severance, or maybe to promotes me being single, or lures me or coaxes me or encourages me, tempts me perhaps to take actions that can help me to approach this connection more freely. So that's just a message coming through. It doesn't have to resonate with you. Please take the messages as they resonate and leave behind those that do not. But when this happens, if it does, you're going to understand what I mean. Or if you are, again, currently seeing someone, for instance, this person might have the capacity or the power to lure you away. But for pile number 3, please, what to expect the next time they see each other. I feel like there's going to be people around. I feel like there's groups of people around here. So this could also mean that we can't exactly express ourselves freely because there's like people around or people watching. We have the Page here of Swords. This is the pasta tarot that I'm using for you. That's a very strange cardstock. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Oopsie daisy. Okay, so we have the 8 of Wands. We also have here the 9 of Wands. They're also showing me the Devil, the 9 of Swords, the 3 of Cups. Oh, this is really interesting, and it's layered. So I want to actually keep these messages out, but I want to keep them grouped together, because this middle message is a big message, and this is actually representing the moment that the two of you meet, or the exchange that you have. Because there's such attraction, if I'm being honest. Here is the 6 of Wands. And we also have here the 2 of Cups. Oh my goodness. Back of the deck is the Moon. And there we also have the 6 of Cups. First of all, this 6 of Cups here is really highlighting how connected you feel to this person. I feel like the reunion feels really exciting, and I feel like the reunion feels, I feel like there are masks that you're going to be wearing, because we're kind of torn here. We have the 9 of Wands, and then we have this 9 of Swords, but we have this 8 of Wands. There's a momentum, there's an attraction, there's like, it feels passionate almost, but it also feels restrained. So it's like we feel this passion, but we're not able to exercise our desires. We're not able to move forward. The 3 of Cups is talking about, again, groups of people or being out and about. So you could be out with friends. You could be out at a club, for instance. You could be out in public. It feels like there's multiple people around. So there's multiple layers to the complexities of this opportunity. And we have the 9 of Swords and the Devil. And 2 people that are nervous about, almost, honestly, I feel like you're almost nervous about how others are going to perceive you in your exchange. But Spirit wants you to feel super, super confident, because they feel like First of all, this person's going to think that you look amazing. Looks like Sophia Loren. We have this beautiful Queen of Pentacles on the other end. She's carrying this beautiful basket filled with abundance. In fact, a whole bunch of carrots are sitting in her basket too, which sort of adds to the lure message that comes in, because you're very tempting. If you're resonating as the divine feminine, and of course you don't have to be, then you're this temptation. And there's a strong magnetic attraction that they feel. But I do feel like they hold back. They're almost highlighting like a picnic or something, or like there's going to be food involved, or and I know this is the Pasta Tarot, but they're highlighting, like, again, a bunch of people, a gathering of some kind where you're going to see each other. And it doesn't necessarily feel planned either, unless it's a collaboration of friends, like a group of friends that are agreeing to get together. It doesn't necessarily feel planned. But you don't have to worry about what they think of you in that moment, because they think really highly of you. Again, I do feel like nerves makes us act, it's like we overcompensate with confidence. Now, what's really interesting is this Two of Cups that comes here at the end of the reading. And as I said, it's luring us to be more, or luring us, this opportunity is perhaps opening up a floodgate of more. It's setting the stage for something else. And I can't deny this could be setting the stage for an actual relationship with the two of you. Here's the Hanged Man. Now, they're also bringing forward the message of confidence being the key to success here, of course, because when we see all of these nines showing up, they're asking for an independent effort to move out of uncertainty and to get into community. And there's a strong pull for us to move in a different direction, in a positive direction in the future of this connection. They're saying that there is more to come with this person beyond this opportunity to communicate, to see each other. There is more to come. But Spirit says that in order to surrender to a relationship in the future of this connection that gets triggered or sparked by this moment, we might have to surrender through a conflict, and we might have to, again, the Five of Swords can represent self-preservation. So it could present you with a challenge on how do I proceed towards what I want to explore with this person while still preserving a security option for myself. There could be conflict with the position of the divine feminine. Sometimes the Queen of Pentacles is already secure in a situation. She's already maybe connected in a relationship. Over on the other end of this Six of Wands could be a mask that she's wearing when she's actually feeling attached and stuck in a ruminating pattern. She may not feel satisfied or happy in that environment, but she may give the impression that she is. Here's the Four of Cups. Because we have a choice in this moment. They do feel like the two of you will not give in to the temptation in the moment, like the passionate response, for instance. I feel like there's too many nerves. We have the Nine of Swords and the Nine of Wands. So even though there's desire to be much more than friends, we may kind of compose ourselves and maintain a friendship in that opportunity and ignore the opportunity towards emotional chances at that moment. But there's more to come. There's more reunions to come. Yeah, and then we have the Chariot and the Two of Wands. Spirit says that this spearheads or creates a domino effect to more plans being made. Some of these plans here are going to perhaps ask us to make decisions. They're highlighting being pulled emotionally from different areas, from the past to the future. I also feel like the two of you might talk about the past in a very nostalgic way, maybe in a friendship aspect. During this moment where you see each other again, you will be talking about the past, and you will make plans in this moment to talk further. You may exchange social media information, for instance. You make plans to see each other again. Here's the Six of Wands again, and there's the King of Pentacles. I feel like you both are really happy to reconnect. I feel like you're really you're both acting super confident, but look at how the King of Pentacles horse is looking back at his rider. It's like, who do you think you're fooling? You're actually struggling here. And I also feel like there's a sense of delay to getting what they want, and they understand that because there's a reference to commitment cycles, and there's a reference to perhaps having to find the determination to adjust and to make different choices, which is where that single energy comes in. Seeing each other again might just inspire you or this person, or maybe both of you, to become single. Because in the future, we see the Two of Cups and the World. And what's unfinished here is perhaps a full-fledged relationship. Let's get some messages about what goes beyond that moment. And honestly, it's like this moment of seeing each other again is the momentum that takes the two of you to a potential relationship in the future. But there could actually be a couple of months between this moment of seeing them each other again, making plans, communicating online, and then moving into a relationship. There's the Devil. And the obstacle here might be attachment. It might be insecurity, but could be attachment. Back of the deck is the Queen of Swords, and they do advocate for the Queen or the Divine Masculine. They do advocate for you to make choices based on your highest good and to make choices based on, or not worrying so much about the opinions or the effect on other people. And not to say that they want us to go around being, with lack of compassion, but they just want to know what decision that you will have to make, because there's a choice to be made in the future about making decisions based on your highest good. And what choice would you make if you could be unapologetically honest with yourself and with other people? If you didn't have to worry about anyone else, what choice would you make? I feel like the plans that you make online beyond this point could lead to a physical connection as well. Here's the Sun, and here's the Seven of Pentacles. But there's the Seven of Cups in the reverse. Now, the Seven of Cups in the reverse, they're talking about there's more to come. Here's the Two of Cups. That's what they're speaking about. There's more that's going to be revealed to you. But they're saying that what's going to be revealed to you is the fact that you want this as an option. And if you're wanting it as an option, it means you may already have options available to you, or you may already be invested in something, and it might put a strain on that. But it may look like the connection, the attraction, the way that we feel together may look like a wrench in the plans of what we've built, but it might actually be a tool for the adjustment that you need to make. And we also can't deny that the King and Queen could be in very similar boats, and I feel like the two of you would look really good together as well overall. What's to expect the next time you see each other? I think this one's headed to a relationship, but we have to choose it. We have no place like home, and they're highlighting the lack of foundation in perhaps commitment cycles right this moment. Here we have milk and honey, and we have breathe. This always reminds me of temperance. It also highlights the justice with the 29, breaking down to an 11. So they're highlighting how you may not make extreme adjustments immediately after you see this person again, but they say that luck is on your side when it comes to clarity. And we have the milk and honey here. So you might arrive at the destination that you've always hoped for with this person, which is a relationship. Now, I will say that the Two of Cups does signify a new relationship that opens up. Feels very passionate as well if you decide to move into that arena. Let's get some messages about what this person will be experiencing or thinking the next time they see you. For pile number 3, please. If you've awoken something in me. They may not be able to commit, their legs are crossed, but you awake something in them that they then want to explore. It says here, I'm working on myself to be good enough for you. Whenever I see the potted plant, I do think of somebody who's outgrown an environment. But there could be like a cultural reason why they stay put in their environment. There could be expectations. I want to spoil you with gifts. opening up Pandora's box with this card. I always think of the bows and how highly they do think of you. But it's interesting that these are two completely separate decks. Hand on hip, hand on head, hand on hip, hand on head. Whenever I see a hand on a hip, I think of waiting. And the hand on the head is somebody struggling with thoughts and struggling with what I'm feeling inspired to do. So I also think of this as a tower of gifts. It's like this situation, this moment with you gives them a lot to chew on, gives them a lot to mull over, and maybe even for you as well. Oopsie daisy. We have here, I'm afraid to ask you to wait for me. On the floor. We have time keeps on slipping. So they may feel like things have to progress slowly, or they need a little bit of time with that Seven of Pentacles showing up. I also feel like the moment that you're together, this next moment that you see each other, time goes by super, super quickly. It's like time flies when you're having fun. Ooh, I just saw, I wish that I'd never let go. This could be something that they communicate with you in the moment. And back of the deck says, I wish you would give me the benefit of the doubt. And here's somebody flying out of a cage. So somebody who may, again, need to be coaxed into being single, or needing a period of time to detach or remove themselves out of a limited prison, whether it's a mental prison or a physical one. Let's get a charm bowl for pile number 3. Whoopsie daisy. For pile number 3, please, what are their current thoughts about seeing pile 3 again next time they see each other? The moon reversed. There's a feeling about what could be revealed the next time, and it's like they appreciate that what could be expressed or revealed to them is foundations, and they recognize that like the next time that they see you, that it could create an opportunity, but that it's almost like they know they have to hesitate to accept it in the moment, or they know that they're going to hesitate because it creates a lot of change in their life. They realize the potential that this attraction has. So it has the potential to help them grow in many ways, but it also has the potential to perhaps disrupt things that have already been planned or already been executed. Ooh. July could be very significant for you in 2025. July could be the time when this happens. Spirit's advocating for July. Also Cancer energy coming through with July as well. We have the dolphin, and the dolphin's upside down. Now I think of the 3 of Cups with the dolphin. I think of friendship. We also have the Wheel of Fortune sideways. So even though it's a good opportunity, it's a great opportunity to reunite and to kind of focus on friendship, this person doesn't look at you like a friend. I also just heard the term, the hot July moon saw everything. So maybe someone gives into a little bit of temptation that looks a little bit more fiery in this moment, and there's a sense of other people around as well. We have hospital. We also have here a honey cells with 3 are filled and 4 are filled and 3 are not. So there's investment perhaps in a home. We also have the shamanic feather. All right, pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me, and be sure to hit your notification bell so that I can notify you and we can get the ball rolling. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading, and I update that shop daily. But please come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day.